Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 2013-2014 Cottage Street School PTO school year. Yes, it is June, but I thought we could get a start on things for next year. So rather than emailing everybody and then having people lose the email, this is going to serve as a permanent reference that you can access at any time to remind you of some of the policies and procedures for being a PTO committee chair. So the first thing that I want to do is say thank you very much for volunteering and just remind everybody that every single one of us is a volunteer. So we want to try and always treat everybody the way that we would like to be treated. If someone volunteers, then we graciously say thank you and we try to make their experience as pleasurable as possible so they will continue their participation with us. Just a couple of things. So for committee chairs, um, June is a great month into July to get everything organized and set up for next year. So what I would like is for those of you who have not submitted job descriptions yet, to please do that. I'd really like to have all job descriptions by August 1st. I'm trying to put together a PTO leaders manual that is going to be shared with all of the 3 elementary schools. It was something that came up through the superintendent, and we are all trying to do that. So job descriptions would be really helpful, and anything that you can do to set up whoever replaces you for success by telling them as many details as possible, whatever you think of, as to the procedures that are specific to your committee. It would be a great idea to jot those down, including a timeline of when and how. Um, I'm going to be sending out to everyone a list of who I believe to be on your committees. And the first thing I would like everybody to do is confirm participation with those people. We've been collecting names of new volunteers, and new volunteers are going to keep trickling in from now all the way through probably about, I would say, November. So I would really appreciate everybody to keep current names and email addresses and to let me know so I can keep a master list. So once you receive that email from me to confirm everybody's participation, that would be really helpful. The next thing we want to do is think about the dates for next year. The school department has already submitted the year's calendar, and it is on Cottage Street School's website, so you can access it at any time. But start thinking about what dates would work for you. The PTO meetings are the first Thursday of every month, and then we have the observance of a lot of the Jewish holidays and the national holidays. But other than that, it's a great time to start booking things. The sooner we know what we're doing, the sooner we get our dates, and the other schools also can plan around us as well. So let me know what you would like for some dates. It's never too early for that. For when you are booking an event, there's a lot of new committee chairs, but I just want to make some clarifications as well. The first thing you want to do if you are booking an event that needs space is you want to check with me or with Jeannie Giorgio in the office as to whether or not that date is available. So the sooner we know that, the sooner we are all set. Once you have your date booked and it is getting close, probably about a month before, you want to submit a flyer to myself and to Kevin. The reason you're doing that is not for approval. We don't approve them. Of course they're going to get approved. It's so that we know what's going on. A lot of times I found people would say, oh, did you know about this? And I actually didn't because I didn't receive a flyer or it hadn't happened yet. And I'm still newer to the school. I only have an incoming second grader. So it's really helpful to send it to myself and to Kevin so that we both know what is going on in the school as far as the PTO is concerned. Um, on every single flyer you submit, we should have the PTO logo. As much as possible, you want to keep it to a single page. And you also, if you are collecting any money of any kind, you want to make sure that there is a notice that says checks made payable to CSS PTO. A lot of times that is forgotten, and Elizabeth, our treasurer, has to do a lot of work returning checks to people to get the proper labeling. So it would help if that was on there. Make sure you have your correct phone number, your correct email address, and return dates on flyers if they require that. Once you have your flyer, submitted to Kevin and I, and we say, yeah, great, that date's fine, and everything's going, then you can go ahead and you can photocopy your flyer. So how photocopying works. photocopying is done by the committee chair or someone that they designate. So this end of the year, I did a bunch of photocopying for people because the procedure wasn't really clear. So once you have your flyer taken care of, then you can go into the office. You are allowed to use all the white paper you want. It is for us to use. If you want a color, then it needs to be something that PTO purchases, but you have access to all the white paper, and you can use the school's photocopy machines. In the photocopy room is a list of how many copies per classroom. There is something called the family list if we want to just send it to a family, and there is something for every student. Next year, we're going to try cutting down on some of our paper costs. There's going to be some flyers that we're only going to do electronically, and we're going to see if that works. But we'll talk more about that in the future. For right now, just assume that we are still putting things in the backpacks. Flyers should go after you have photocopied them. You are putting them in the teachers' mailboxes, and then it is your responsibility to go check the PTO mailbox a couple days afterwards as forms come back into the office. It's not the office's, Laura and Jeannie's responsibility to check that for us or photocopy. They have enough to do, so we want to make sure we're really respectful of that. Let me look. I think that is probably it for now. Hopefully this is helpful, and you can check back at this at any time and it'll stay up there. But I'm really looking forward to a great year, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.